What's good, beautiful people? Good Doc. Back again once again. Insta classic in the making. Subscribe, notify. Do all the good things, makes up well versed in the good Doc's content. All of my good stuff should be listed in the link in the description area below. I want to have a heart to heart with my gentleman, my foreign audience, and I want to talk to you guys real quick about traveling. All right, once you've had an experience to travel outside of the United States, I can honestly say that your feelings about the United States will definitely change. Now, I'll tell you first and foremost, I am proud to be American. I'm proud to be a black American. I'm proud to be where I am from. But because of where I am from and the fact that I do possess a passport that allows me to travel and be in different countries, whenever the countries are open, without many having to go through visa processes and things like that, I feel like I would be doing myself a disservice if I did not take the opportunity to do so. Now, I have nothing but love for the military, all right? I truly do. To anybody who served in the armed forces, from the Army to the Navy to the Air Force to the Marines to the National Guard, you name it. If you have had any capacity and served at all, I have nothing but love for you. And the reason I say that is because it was the military that gave me my first ever opportunity to study. I'm sorry, not to study abroad, but my first ever opportunity to travel abroad. Now, Doc never enlisted in any branch of the military, but the majority of my family is heavily military. So that's why I bleed for my military brethren. Okay? My first ever opportunity to go abroad happened when I was 10 years old. My dad got stationed in Okinawa, Japan, and that right there, now that I look back on it, was probably a very defining moment in my life. Being in Okinawa, of course, being on the American base, but being able to experience a different culture at that age really transitioned me into the idea of, I love being in different places. And to be as blunt as humanly possible, the first girl I ever really fell in love with, or a girl that I really loved, she just so happened to be some Japanese girl. Actually, she was literally the only Japanese girl in my third grade class, right? Um, Funny story, man. You know how during Valentine's Day we used to give people them boxes of candy hearts and stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? So while I'm sitting here passing out boxes, or cards with candy on it for Valentine's Day, I'm over here buying this chick a box of chocolates, man. I said, because Doc was all in. He was already committed to the cause. I guess you could say that's where my love for Asian women started. Don't think for one second that I shun any other race of women, but I could probably tell you that Japan, late 90s, third grade, good Doc meets this Japanese young girl, and that's probably where my whole story began. But fast forward a few years later, high school, I get gifted an opportunity to study abroad. Again, I owe that to the military, mainly because at that time my dad was out of the military. He had officially retired, but certain events had led to him traveling to the Philippines first. Then my brother came, and then after which I followed suit. All right, so I owe the military a lot, and I know a lot of my brethren, man. Some people talk about, the first time I ever visited the Philippines was in Subic Bay, and I was stationed there for a few years. Probably some people in the 80s and the 90s, so they were able to experience the Philippines during that time, and they fell in love with it. I hear the stories all the time. But what I've noticed about everybody who has shared in their stories about being able to travel, whether it be through the military or taking personal trips, it has definitely changed how they feel about their time within their own home country. For many of us, that's the United States. But in any Western world that you guys come from, I promise you, travel will change the way you feel about your own home country. You'll look at things differently because you're no longer going to be the same person that you were when you go back home. Okay? And that was more than true for me, man. I want you to understand, I grew up pretty much a middle class kid. Didn't grow up in the ghetto, didn't grow up in harsh neighborhoods. I grew up it seemed as though the gunshots, if they were happening, they happened around the area, just never specifically in like my neighborhood where I was from growing up. So it wasn't something that I was like super exposed to. But I was really reflecting on my past and where I am, and also looking at where a lot of my friends that I went to school with are right now. And I counted 10 of them that have since passed away. And as I go through how they passed away, most of it happened as a result of some type of violence, right? Most of them got shot. Okay. So I will never say that being able to travel abroad saved my life, but you can honestly say that traveling abroad did save my life. Now, I wasn't a part of that life in any capacity, but whenever you're in the United States, and a lot of you guys feel this, you follow into a mundane routine. Do the same thing every day, every day, every day, every day, every day. And there's very little change, very little deviation, very little time for vacation, very little time for R&R, rest and relaxation. There's very little time for a lot of that because you're always working and you're always trying to get that change. That's been my mentality since I touched down here in the United States back in 2017. Every time I'm here, all I care about is my work. I know that eventually I'm going to get my vacation time, so I rock out hardcore for as long as I can. Then I vacation like I need to. And some people do the exact same thing. I know my boy, shout out to my man HT Logistics, 3434, truck driver. My man has been talking steadfast about, yo, man, I'm driving trucks all year round, but when the winter months come, I'm on vacation. So you have people who have been able to set aside, parts in their schedule and parts of their daily life to, say, okay, now I can travel. Now I understand that doesn't work the same for everybody. That's 100% true. But once you've had a chance of that little bit of taste of what life abroad could be like, it doesn't necessarily have to be the Philippines. It could be Thailand. You got people who consistently go back to Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia. Some people choose to travel to some parts in Africa. I know a lot of brothers who travel to Africa, India, anywhere that you want to in the world, South Korea, Japan. Once you get that little bit of taste of going abroad, the way you view your life in the United States will change. Granted, I know that my mindset is specifically when I'm back in the United States, I'm here to work, 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 work. Sound like that Rihanna song, right? I'm here to work, 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 work. And as a result, I'm not worried about anything else because I know vacation time is coming soon. It's almost as if I'm working in order to make time for my vacation, right? I'm working in order to have the funds to be able to support my upcoming vacation. I put in that work day in and day out because I know my vacation time will eventually come. And that's how I feel. I feel like sometimes I don't even relate to the people that I once grew up with. People who I graduated from college, I'm sorry, not college, but when I graduated from high school here in the United States, I see them now and I look back and I see where they are in their lives right now. And I'm like, damn, man, we can't relate. And maybe you guys feel the same with some of the people you've been around, some of the friends that you've had before, maybe prior to going into the military. You see where the military has taken you, or you've seen where opportunities abroad have taken you, and now you're back in your city for whatever reason, and you see that the people you once grew up with, they ain't the same. Y'all ain't even on the same page. Y'all ain't even on the same wave. Y'all ain't looking at things the same. Your vision is different. And if you're anything like me, if you're anything like the good doc, Dr. Mike TV, all I ever talk about is, y'all need to get y'all shit together so y'all can go to the Philippines. Y'all need to get y'all money up so y'all can go to the Philippines with me. Matter of fact, I plan on going during this time. I plan on going during this date. Back when we could actually, make travel plans and stuff like that. I'd be like, I'm going in June. That gives y'all like 6 months. Y'all want to come with me? Like, I'll show y'all a good time, man. Stay for a couple weeks, man. You pop out. I'm going to continue my vacation. Excuse me. But you tell people all the time where you try to invite people to different places, they be like, nah, man, don't they be kidnapping people over there? Nah, man, you know what I'm saying? They don't like black dudes over there. And you hear all the naysayer comments, and it's kind of like, now I realize why I can't fuck with y'all like I once did. Because y'all negative as hell. Like, super, super negative. And I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for the negativity, bro. And when you deal with so much negativity around those people, you no longer fuck with those people anymore. You don't even talk to them anymore. And that's what tends to happen. When I tell you that your time abroad and traveling in any capacity will change the way you feel about your city, your state, your country, I mean it. Because when you've had an opportunity to see a different part of the world and experience a different culture, wherever it's from, you're no longer the same person. You're no longer just that person that only knows what it's like to be in small town North Carolina, small town South Carolina, small town Utah, Tennessee, Florida, wherever y'all from, right? Now you've expanded your horizons. You've expanded your knowledge. You've expanded your palette. Now things don't hit the same. And then you come back, right? After going to this place and you telling people, yo, man, I love it here. It's dope. Y'all should come through. They be like, nah, man, I'm good. Because it's almost as if they're comfortable being the, big fish in a small pond, right? Maybe you used to do something in high school. Maybe you was part of the football team. Or maybe you had something going for you once before, but you feel like if you take any chance or any opportunity to go abroad, all of a sudden you're going to lose your validity, right? Not knowing that when you go abroad, you could be a whole new person than where you were when you came, from where you came from. You could be a completely different person because nobody knows you're abroad. You can be whoever the fuck you want to be when you go overseas, man. I say contain it to the point where you're not doing anything that could get you in any trouble, but you can be whoever you want to be when you go abroad, guys. And that's truly the lifestyle, man. And I tell people time and time again, I'm like, look, man, I make videos on YouTube for fun. I talk about my experiences living abroad. I talk about my experiences in the Philippines. I talk about things that I think will be beneficial to the audience as a whole. I said, bro, just watch a video or two. Matter of fact, don't watch me sitting here talking to you. Watch some of my blog videos because I think those work better. Go check out a playlist or something. You know what I'm saying? So you can see what I see or see what I've seen, see what I recorded and what I bring to you guys. Have some fun with that. Like, yo, Doc, you was really there? I said, yes, sir, because Doc is really about that life. But, no matter how hard you try sometimes, I'm telling you, you can't change the mentality of people who come from the city you come from. And when I tell people traveling to change their life, they kind of look at me with the side eye like, bro, what you talking about? And I tell them, I said, some things you can't explain. Some things you just have to experience. I can tell you everything that I've been through, everything that I've seen, but everything that I've seen will never compare to what you'll be able to personally experience yourself. And so I try to preach that every chance that I get. I try to hone in on that shit every chance that I get. That's why my YouTube channel will live in infamy. Because again, shit gotta get said. And can't nobody tell me that I ain't say it. So travel will change your life. For anybody who's at the sound of my voice who's thinking about traveling, put it on your bucket list, bro. You don't have to travel all the way to the Philippines because I know that's a long way. I mean, the DR's closed and Colombia's closed and Brazil is closed. Hell, start with Mexico if that's where you want to go. Start with Canada. Canada's a completely different country. Start somewhere close and then, see how that works and then kind of branch your way out accordingly. Because we all got our reasons for traveling. I know why I do it. I need these experiences. I love being able to share what I see with you guys. I like being able to vlog. That's pretty much my motivation now with traveling. But it's so much more, man. It's so much more. And I hope that whenever this stuff completely ends, whenever it does, who knows when it'll be over with. But whenever the countries and places start to open up again, I hope you guys are really back at it like a crack addict, man. Alright? I truly do. So here's what I want you guys to do. If you've made it to the end of this video, we're going to test your algorithmic situation. We're going to test it real quick. I want you to list in the comment section 3 countries you're looking at right now. Just 3. If it's only 1, list 1. If it's 2, list 2. If it's 3, list 3. Give me 3 countries that you're looking at traveling to in the years to come. Let me know what they are. I would love to share that dialogue with you guys. If you love this video, drop a like. Doc would highly appreciate that one. If you love it so much you want to show your support in a financial manner, every little bit helps. There's a little thank you button with a heart around it that should be located somewhere at the bottom. I'd appreciate it, man. All right? And that has been my time, man. It has been fun. It has been real. But this is the good Doc. Time for me to get. With that being said, good Doc is officially out. At least Nicole. paalam, which means I am going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Mahakita. Mabuhay. Peace.